Now, expensive tackle wasn't all Shimano Japan came out with this year at the 2024 Japanese Fishing Expo. Now, luckily for us, they actually came out with a new Finesse baitcaster that is way more budget friendly, and that of course is going to be the new refreshed and updated SLX, which I'm pretty sure they are just calling the SLX 70 now. So let's check it out. Now I'm over here at JP DeRosa's website, or his YouTube channel, and he's got a video that gives us a really nice close-up of the new reel. And as you can see, the new reel is sporting now a slightly different paint job. It's kind of got like a bluish silvery gray tint, but it's also shiny versus the more matte satiny side plate that the old reel has. So let's keep on going. So I'm just gonna quickly fast forward to where we can see the new reel. And right here you can really see the blue in this light. Looks like a really dark cobalt blue. And you can also see they're keeping the chrome front piece, which is good in my opinion. Yep, look at that color. Alright. So the SLX is more of a silver. You can see that the MGL badging is gone. And let's keep on fast forwarding. I think there's only one other section where he shows the reel up close. Then we're going to go to Shimano Japan's website. I'm going to show you all the new changes. There we go. You can see that the reel is now all one color instead of two-tone like the old reel. And yeah, we're going to come back to this here, but for now we're going to go over to Shimano Japan's website and check out the details. Okay, so obviously we are back at Shimano Japan's website, and let's check out this new SLX MGL. I should just say SLX 70. Right, not on this page. Okay, here it is right here. So over in Japan, just like in America, they have 4 SLX models. But unlike in America where we have, you know, the base SLX that is just a bare bones, no frills reel, their cheapest model is going to be this new SLX 70 MGL. And then of course we have the slightly more expensive XT, and then we have the MGL version, which is even more expensive, and then the top of the range SLX DC. And over in Japan, again, the cheapest SLX is going to be the SLX MGL. Then we have the SLX BFS. And then we have the first SLX DC that has the IDC4 brakes, which is kind of the equivalent to the DC we have here. And then we have the mighty SLX DC XT, which is one of my current favorite reels. But anyway, we're here to see the new updated SLX. So over in Japan, looks like they're just calling it the SLX. But let me show you what's new. But before we do that, I'm going to show you what's the same. What's the same is going to be using the same really compact frame and side plates, which in my opinion is a good thing, because it's one of the smallest, most compact platforms in the world when it comes to baitcasters. But what's new, other than the color, is they are giving it the old MGL3 treatment when it comes to the spool. Now if you take a close look here, you'll see something strange. Now usually Shimano reels that go from the old MGL spool to the MGL3 spool, the main change is that they make the new MGL3 spools a few millimeters thinner. So they did it with the ANTARES A, they did it with the METANIUM, they're doing it with the METANIUM DC, they even did it with the new Scorpion MD200 and the new CURADO M. So the spool gets narrower and a little bit deeper so it holds more line. But with this new SLX, the spool actually did not get narrower. Now what you're seeing here where my cursor is are parts of the spool, and basically what they've done was they've just modified the spool to have the area where the line lays narrower. So if we go back to JP DeRosa's YouTube video, you can clearly see it right there. You can definitely see all they did was they modified the spool to where the channel where the line lays is narrower, not the spool itself being narrow. So they're calling it MGL3, but is it really? This is very much like the Scorpion DC100, the black and red one, and also like the DAIWA Gekabijin BFS reel. Now I'm not saying that it's not going to be an improvement in performance. It very may well be much lighter than the previous spool, but I don't really consider this, I guess, a full-on MGL3 spool. So take that as you will. Alright, so they are saying it has brass gears, which I think they've always had. SBS Infinity brakes, which it always had. No MGL logo, as we saw before. But where's the rest of the new technology? I guess we're gonna have to go over to Tackle Warehouse. Alright, so Tackle Warehouse already has the new SLX listed, and they're calling it the SLX 70. And the price is going to stay the same at $149.99, which is actually surprising since everything is just going up in price. But here's a better view. You see the monotone color on the frame and side plates. The front is going to be matte black, and they're going to keep the chrome trim piece. But that color, yeah, it's kind of like a steel blue. There's the front. Alright, here's the top, and you can clearly see what I'm talking about. So you can see where the frame is that dark bluish gray, and then the spool is that root beer brown, and all they did was did a spool modification and called it MGL3. Okay, here's the handle side plate. But a couple other things they improved was that they added silent tune, and that's going to be 2 O-rings placed on the spool shaft to lock that spool shaft in to the spool bearings, giving you a smoother, quieter, freer flowing cast that should theoretically improve distance a little bit. And this silent tune is what gives the ALDEBARAN BFS its unreal casting feel. Now, since this is SBS Infinity, which is centrifugal brakes, the cast is probably not going to be as eerily quiet and smooth as ALDEBARAN, which has the magnetic brakes, but if it casts anything like the ANTARES or the METANIUM, it's going to be a smooth operator. And then I think the only other thing that's changed is they've switch the drag material out to the cross carbon drag. That's going to be a carbon drag washer. And it lost a little bit of weight. The old reel, I think it was like 7.1 or 7.2 ounces, and the new reel is going to be 6.9. But what they also did as well is they made this reel more finessey in the fact that they gave it a much more finesse handle than the previous model. Now this is the same handle that the previous generation Shimano bait finesse reels had, and it is a lot thinner and less beefy than the previous SLX MGL handle, which I'm going to show you guys because I think it's still listed here on Tackle Warehouse. Yep, here's the old SLX MGL. Definitely see the color difference there, but I don't think they have a full side on view of the handle, but trust me, it is much beefier than the new handle. But you can clearly see the difference in color and how the old reel is more of a matte. I think I like the new reel better, but you can see the MGL is now gone on the new reel. Old reel didn't have silent tune or the cross carbon drag. The weight was 7.1. So yeah, I mean, we are getting a new SLX MGL. This reel no doubtably will be able to do upper end bait finesse. I'm wondering just how much weight the new spool lost, if it lost any at all. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting one of these, as I have the old reel, and the reasoning is that I do have the old reel. I did take it out fishing a couple of times, but unless I'm doing a review video on a specific piece of tackle, I generally just stick to my ALDEBARANs and METANIUMs when I'm actually doing some fishing. So if I get like 500 likes on this video, I'll try out the new SLX 70 and see if it's an improvement over the old reel. So if you want to see that, just give me a thumbs up or a like and let me know in the comments. And I think that's going to be it for the coverage of the new tackle coming out from Japan and here in America, at least for the spring and summer. I think they're probably going to release more tackle this summer for fall and winter, but unless they've come out with something I missed, that's going to be it for the JDM Shimano coverage. I might do a video on the DAIWA releases, but I know I'm definitely going to be doing a video on the GARCIA releases because they did come out with a new budget bait finesse reel. Alright guys, thanks a lot.